Hey everybody, welcome back to We Are Podcast Network. This is We Are Air Season 3, Episode 8, The Mandalorian. If this is your first time checking out the podcast, thank you so much. Please go to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast a like. And if you get a chance, head over to our social media. All links can be found in the description. We're at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at / We Are Podcast. With that said, on to the podcast.
We Are Air.
Hey everybody, welcome to the We Are Air podcast. This is Duck. I am here with
Jake.
And what is the We Are Air podcast? It's a podcast we talk about movies, entertainment, whatever the fuck we want to talk about. And today we're going to start with the movie news.
Movie news! Willy Wonka!
Your voice cracked in the one. So we want to talk about Morbius trailer, I think, and our thoughts on that. Now, Morbius is going to be in the Sony, I guess, realm of cinematic universe.
But it'll be tied in with the MCU.
Yeah, it's really weird, and this trailer shows that it's going to be tied in with the MCU, and we'll discuss that in a minute. But to begin with, what's your overall feelings on the trailer itself?
Nah.
It looks like pure trash.
Yeah. It looks like Venom look to me.
It looks like
worse than Venom.
It looks like an hour and a half long, 30 seconds to Mars video.
I like Jared Leto, or I like Jared Petto, I think is what we were calling him.
Jared Petto.
I don't think he's a bad actor, and I think he's a weird
He's won
guy.
an Oscar.
But at the same time...
Come on, that role was a gimme.
But I mean... I think he's good, but there's really nothing in this that I found intriguing. And on top of
there were two things that I found very intriguing.
You're right. At the end of it, other than that, it feels like a '90s movie, doesn't it?
Yeah, this seems like a cheap spinoff of the original Blade. Like that's what it should be.
I felt the same way watching
Right.
it, even like the color and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, this feels like '90s Blade. Why does this feel like '90s Blade to me? Which I like '90s.
I do too, but '90s Blade was '90s Blade, and it was made in the '90s.
Exactly.
You can't make a '90s movie in 2020,
And there's
and
nothing
expect
here-
it to have that same feeling of nostalgia or whatever else.
And there's nothing in that trailer that says this is cinematically interesting in any
No,
way.
it was bland.
It was
Yeah,
very
this
bland.
is clearly a money grab by Sony,
Right.
trying to fucking
What
let's build up our own universe here because they have over 300 characters that they can use with the Spider-Man's rights.
Damn.
Well, this may be me doing some more high thinking. The way I felt about it, just like the overall feel of how this movie's going to be, it feels like Sony, like telling Marvel, just take your little brother with you.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't feel like a Marvel movie. Even though they try to like glom, I was like, hey Marvel, get away from me, Sony.
The fucking
I'm gonna
redheaded
go play with Disney.
stepchild. Yeah.
You gotta chaperone him
You
all
gotta
the
take
time.
your little brother with you.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I just want to go on a date with
Oh,
Disney,
you
Ma.
fucking kidding me? I gotta take Sony with me.
Yeah, it's not good. The thing that really stuck out were two things. Number one, Spider-Man makes a cameo in the sense that there is a sign behind him at some point where it says murderer on it.
Murderer.
But notice,
Yeah.
that's not Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
That's Tobey Maguire's
It's Tobey
Spider-Man.
Maguire's Spider-Man. Why did they do that?
Are you sure that was Tobey Maguire?
100%.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it
is
is.
his suit. It's the Tobey Maguire suit.
Yeah.
The second thing is we see Adrian Toomes.
Vulture.
Vulture show up, and it is the Batman.
Yeah.
It is Michael Keaton.
The Batman.
And he makes a Bugs Bunny joke, which is fine with me.
What's up, Doc?
What's up with that? What's up with that?
Well, it's going to be Sinister
What's up with
6,
that?
but I don't know.
Well, they have access to the Marvel Cinematic villains, and that's how they're connecting them. Does that throw the idea of the multiverse out, or are we in the multiverse and Adrian Toomes is that version of Vulture
Ooh.
in Tobey Maguire? Are we heading towards the live-action multiverse, Spider-Verse?
Yeah, that's a very good theory. I didn't think of it that way. I thought they were just gearing up for the Sinister Six.
I think that's definitely what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think that the Sinister Six might be done within the multiverse.
Right.
So
That makes sense.
Tom
Well, if
Holland's
you think about, wasn't Morbius made before like Disney and like Sony and Marvel patched shit up?
it was being made before, yes, and I think
So
that,
wouldn't that like Spider? What if that's just like pre-footage and shit? And that's why they had no choice but to use that version. Of Spider-Man.
Nah, I think it was very deliberate. You wouldn't put that in this trailer that they know everybody's chopping at the bit to get some new fucking Marvel fucking footage in their life. Why would you leave in something like that unless you wanted people to think about it?
I think the cameo says everything. I think the way Morbius is going to end is he's going to get caught. he is going to be going into jail. As he goes in, he's going to meet Adrian Toomes, and he's going to be putting together the Sinister Six, and he's going to be part of it. Because Morbius isn't necessarily a bad guy.
He's an anti-hero.
He's an anti-hero.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to be doing wrong. It's just the bloodlust is too much for him.
Right.
And he can't control it. The version that I know the most is out of the animated series where he can transform between his regular form and the Morbius form. In the comics, I don't think they do that. I think he is just the monster most of the time. But, I mean, if it works, it works. And if it's setting up something interesting, that's cool. And it's definitely connected to the Venom universe, which we'll be getting Carnage, which this definitely says possibility of Venom 2 would be Spider-Man would show up in that.
Well, what I know Morbius most from, there was a series called Night Stalkers, and it was Morbius, Blade, and Hannibal King.
From Blade 3.
Yes.
Who was played by
Trinity,
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Are we bringing back Ryan Reynolds?
Well, I don't know that, but they are bringing back Blade.
Could it connect?
That's what I'm thinking, because if they're already starting to cross over from the MCU, we got Vulture in it. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man isn't MCU, but still, that's a very weird choice.
I think that's cool.
I do too, but they're already talking about they're going to be doing Into the Spider-Verse Part 2 anyway, so they're talking about having live action Spider-Man with them into it. That's what I'm saying.
Whoa, that would be fucking
okay, but
weird
the only
and crazy.
version of Spider-Man that's committed murder was Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Who'd he kill?
Well, remember he got framed for like Mysterio's murder and shit.
Yeah,
he was framed for it.
Framed.
Well, I mean, technically, you could use
I
the end of...
I think they may be in that universe.
You could use the end of Spider-Man 3. You're right. It'd be
J.
very
Jonah Jameson
convoluted.
might be in it, and also that also just might be like an exaggeration of what Spider-Man is in that universe or something.
Well, we're looking at a multiverse, so technically it doesn't even have to be that universe, because already Venom's fucked up in that universe, because Eddie Brock was used in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. So you can't go from that one to the
Tom Hardy one.
So it's already fucked up. So what you just say is this is universe blah, 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 blah. Yeah. There's certain things that collide. Obviously, Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man is nothing like Tobey Maguire's, but these are different universes. I mean, basically, the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies were a different universe anyhow, because Mary Jane was basically Gwen Stacy. That was an amalgamation of those two characters. Right. So nothing really matches up. It's fine. That would be really cool to see a Sinister Six where you get all three versions of Spider-Man, maybe. I mean, you can skip Garfield. I don't give a fuck about that. But it'd be cool just to see that. You can bring in the animated shit, kind of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, or even better, have them fall into the live-action universe, those versions, Miles Morales and that version of Peter Parker, and they become live-action. That would be interesting, too.
Or,
can it be done?
Yeah, that too. And then also you could bring back the old villains and have like Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin with James Franco and the kid from the Andrew Garfield one.
Because they haven't really stepped on stepped on their toes yet.
Then they can create their own version of Sandman, bring back Thomas Hayden Church.
You can mix and match however you need to.
Bring back Rhino also.
It opens up so many possibilities because you don't have to have that Paul G. Well, you could, though.
Yeah.
You could have it dumped in, or you can just create a new one. So it opens up many possibilities. And honestly, at this point, I want to see something like that.
Oh, of course.
I think that'd be crazy.
Yeah, just cram it all in there.
Just get it done. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with X-Men, if it's going to connect. It's a weird situation we're in again, because obviously that Deadpool they're bringing over, and that Deadpool in some ways was connected to the old X-Men universe. So is the original X-Men universe going to be kind of dumped into all of this eventually, or no?
I don't know, but I know that Craven is going to have
his own movie.
Yeah, well, also in this trailer, there's a van that has Craven written on the side of it, like Craven with a K. And it says something about like wildlife travels or some bullshit like that.
Well, they've been peppering in this stuff the entire time. Oscorp, I think, was in some of the stuff. And there was another company, too, that was playing into it. I can't remember what it is, though. But Marvel's been good about throwing Easter eggs in the background of all this stuff. And if they're willing to play ball, or maybe to do the Sony Spider-Man arrangement, they had to do this.
Right.
Or maybe it was going to happen regardless, because those movies were technically financed and made by Sony under their banner. It just happened to be that they did some character sharing. So, regardless if Disney and Marvel play ball with this, things are going to happen. Other than that, do you guys want to see Morbius? Do you care other than the possible connections?
I'm going to wait till we get a little bit closer to it.
Nah.
Right now, I don't have any desires.
This is going to go down so hard.
Do you think this will be worse than Suicide Squad?
Yeah.
Squid?
Yeah. It definitely is.
I'm excited about Squid, too.
Did y'all see the new trailer for New Mutants?
Yes, I did, and I did enjoy it, and I'm intrigued.
Think it looks dope.
I think that the idea of the movie, if it is what I've...
It's a horror movie.
It's a horror movie, and it's a projection on them from the bear creature or whatever it is, the villain. And the idea, it almost feels to me like Nightmare on Elm Street 3, where
Yeah.
they're stuck.
Dream Warriors.
Yeah, where they're stuck in a sanatorium and they can't get out, and they're literally trapped there, and they have to use their superpowers.
I hope so.
I'm game for that.
Yeah.
That's where I was like, you know what?
I just got fucking Anya Taylor-Joy.
Oh my god.
Who's she again?
The chick from Split. The witch.
Yeah, dude, she's so
Yeah, she's smoking in this
She's
too.
got those anime eyes, dude.
She's playing Magic.
When
Magic.
I was watching it, I was in my head. I was like,
Ileana Rasputin.
Rasputin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Colossus'
she's
sister.
Colossus' sister. Yeah,
yeah.
and
But
it shows her arm. Like, did you see the new trailer?
I thought I did.
it's bad.
No, this
Isn't
one
the
came
with
out.
the-
No,
the
there's
kid on fire in the dryer.
okay. So it looks kind of similar to the first trailer, but they released another one again just like a week ago, and it looks fucking badass. And you see her arm like metal up like Colossus and
And
shit
gets,
in
a
it.
little
Like,
fucking sword coming
yeah,
out.
coming out.
Boy.
It looks fucking dope.
What I liked was that they took the idea from the Frighteners of the creature in the wall that comes out, and they did that
Yes.
times 10,000, where the
Yes.
room is coming in and you can see those, and that's some
Fucking
tri-
dope.
And that's what I'm saying. If you're giving me trippy imagery like that, I'm
Oh, yeah.
down.
Well,
If
I
you-
can't wait. It's been like 3 years since that trailer initially dropped.
I mean, the movie's been done forever. And are
Well-
they going to take it away from the X-Men? Are they just going to have it be its own thing? Like, as a movie, if you told me, oh, we're going to see a horror movie about a bunch of kids who get stuck and they have to use their superpowers to defeat the creature, I'm game, actually.
Yeah.
I really want to see that. Like
Right.
I said, that's Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Well,
I'm so fucking down for that.
New Mutants is tied with X-Men regardless whether anybody likes it or not. That's exactly what it is. It's Young X-Men.
Do
So
Do
that's
we know when it's releasing?
I believe in April.
Oh, yeah, it's dumping
Is
down.
this tied into
Probably
the
should.
MCU?
No, this is one of the Fox's last projects before they became defunct or absorbed by.
Basically, whenever they knew they were selling, they just started putting a bunch of shit in the hopper just to see what they could get.
Yeah.
To raise their stock price.
Same with Dark Phoenix and all that shit. They knew that they were at the bottom of the barrel then.
Dark Phoenix wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. I mean, I thought it was dumb, but it was fine. It was. I mean, it's better than The Last Stand for me. Or
Okay.
yeah, whatever X-Men 3 is. And there's
What
parts
about
of X-Men 3 I
Apocalypse?
like. I like Apocalypse.
Okay, so
I
that's
didn't have a problem with Apocalypse.
Apocalypse is alright.
Yeah, it was fine. I don't know why
I
everyone
like
hates
Days
on
of
it.
Future Past better.
I
I
like-
think that's probably one of my
My
favorite ones.
Days of Future Past is my favorite out of all of them. It truly is.
I like First Class also though.
First Class is great.
First Class is really
and
good.
I didn't
and
dislike Apocalypse.
the first
one bit.
two X-Men, obviously, but
I know that's not the version of Apocalypse everyone wanted to see. I'm okay with it, though, and that was the thing. And I could understand the movie had shortcomings. Probably the worst out of that trilogy.
that shit at the beginning with the sand, where he's fucking decapitating people,
Yeah.
just fucking grains of sand, like the fucking
Dude,
mummy.
my-
Like that shit was dope.
The stuff with Magneto at the beginning and his family is like it's out of another movie.
Yeah.
That shit worked on a level where I was like, holy fuck. Like, I truly believed he was in love with that woman and that child. And that small span of 10 minutes, like that mini story, I was like, that is amazing. And then when they go to the factory and he just drops all the people on the floor and you just hear, huh? And they just,
Yeah,
that gave me shivers, dude. That is
Yeah.
nightmare juice.
Yeah,
like,
that's pretty
oh,
dope.
I was like, fucking badass. Like I said, there's good stuff in it and then there's shit stuff. But the promise of the Phoenix that came from that, Dark Phoenix did not bring that to fruition in any
No.
way, shape, or form. But it's still not terrible, but it's not great either. I would put that lower tier.
to do Dark Phoenix, you need to have it set on a grand scape,
Right.
like fucking just
Cosmic
like
scale.
Guardians of the Galaxy. We
Well,
need James Gunn to do fucking Dark Phoenix, and I guarantee you, it'd fucking destroy
Well,
it.
you know they changed the third act. It was initially supposed to be in space, but because of Captain Marvel taking place in space in the third act, they changed it completely to the train. So.
Fucking bullshit.
Yeah. So other than that, I guess Star Wars Rise of Skywalker is going to cross $1 billion, which is shocking to me.
That is. I was
Um,
surprised they're going to do it. I would have figured that wherever it happened.
The further
So it
I
would've
get
already
away
happened.
from it, the more I feel like they missed a lot of opportunities in that movie. And I felt that way when I watched it. But a lot of the fuck you Ryan Johnsons, I'm like, maybe you shouldn't have fucked you Ryan Johnson as much, and it would have felt like a more cohesive trilogy. But at the same time, that movie, the more I read and watch stuff about it, what we got, the fact that we got that is a miracle. Because behind the scenes of that movie was a goddamn nightmare.
Well, yeah, did you hear this fucking shit about Kathleen Kennedy?
Mhm.
And she said that each one is a crapshoot. We don't have source material in comic books
Oh,
like all this
yeah.
other shit. And it's like,
Oh, you don't? What?
whoa,
Oh, what are you talking
do you
about?
even know what you purchased, you dumb fucking bitch?
Well,
like,
I mean, but she was put in place by George Lucas before the acquisition happened.
yeah,
George, why did you do that?
I just, I'm just commemorating.
Well, he thought that she was going to be the safety buffer between him and Disney. That she would take the 3 stories that he had given them and actually create those.
Right.
And
she's
basically
like,
she turned
fuck
around.
you.
Yeah, she said, listen here, George Lucas, I'm going to do what I want to do.
my way.
This is Kennedy's bitch. It's happening now. And that's what she did. Is she basically went to J.J. Abrams and said, you got an idea? He's like, well, we'll reboot this shit. And then that's what they did. I like it, but... I mean, he had a story he was going to tell, so that's why you see George Lucas just, like, looking depressed as fuck all the time.
I just wanted people to learn about taxes
Yeah, so
and trades.
George, why are you always so upset now, though?
I just, I want the kids to know what Star Wars are really about. It's,
Taxes.
Galactic Trade Federations and taxes.
Hey everyone, it's just Duck jumping in here real quick to say thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. If you're enjoying it, please head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, iTunes, and give We Are Podcast a like. And if you get a chance, head over to our social media. All links can be found in the description. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /We Are Podcast. And if you're enjoying the podcast today, please share with your friends. It's the only way we can grow this network. With that said, back to the podcast. I mean, we're talking about Star Wars. I guess we got to talk about the big daddy of Star Wars. The Rise of Skywalker might be making $1 billion. We're going to talk about what everyone seems to be unanimously praising is the Mandalorian.
Mando!
This is the way.
This is the fucking way.
This is the way. 8 episodes of fucking Star Wars goodness. I mean, really break it down.
John Favreau single-handedly saved the series. He restored the faith. Every Star Wars fan saying, honestly, this is the way. Best iteration, he fucking totally made the new franchise look like shit. Like he just fucking shat all over it. But he knew what he was doing anyways. He was talking with Donald Glover while Donald was filming Solo as Lando. They're having a conversation about something about how doing movies like this now can't have any surprises. The internet is too relevant and prevalent, and there's too many people on it and leaking shit and whatever else. And John Favreau got to thinking about that, and that's how he came up with Baby Yoda. And he knew that that was going to be the fucking thing that fucking was like, okay, I got something here. And
he was rubbing his hands together just being like, I'm going to make all the money.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And
trademark John Favreau.
And I've seen all these stupid videos about how Disney lost out on millions of dollars. It's like, you can't lose out on millions that you don't even have, okay? So shut the fuck up. You're going to make back billions of dollars off of this goddamn gimmick.
People were complaining about the fact that he kept that shit hidden so well.
Well, no, people were saying that Disney lost money because they couldn't sell toys for Christmas in time because of that shit. So, but that was the stipulation of him doing this Baby Yoda thing. He said, here's the deal. I'm going to do this show, but you can't say a goddamn thing to anybody, and we cannot post anything, or fucking, you cannot put out toys to spoil this, because if you spoil this, it's going to ruin the entire fucking show.
Right.
And he was exactly right, because at the end of that first episode, everybody was on bated breath, like, what the fuck? Is that a fucking Baby Yoda?
Wow.
You tune in for the next episode, you're like, sure as shit, yep. Fuck yeah.
I mean, he had the integrity to go, like, we want to actually make people feel something again and feel that surprise and that shock of the original biggest shocker ever, which, I mean, I will say this probably is second to No, I Am Your Father. Or
Yeah. That's a great fucking, like, what the fuck moment.
Exactly. And to play that twist off to say, oh, the target is 50 years old. You're like, oh, you're waiting for another Werner Horst or whatever his name is. And he's going to show up and he's going to be like, hey, Mando, what you doing, bitch?
Yeah.
Instead you get fucking cutie little,
yeah,
like adorableness and the memes and just everything. The show could have been called Baby Yoda, but also you really like the Mandalorian in it too. And for a show where your main character is wearing a fucking mask the whole time.
He emotes so much.
I remember
so much.
The scene when they were like pinned down with the other bounty hunters. He's just staring at Baby Yoda. I remember thinking, God damn.
Yeah,
this is some emotional ass shit right now.
He does a certain look over and you can like tell what the fuck he's thinking.
Yeah, he goes like that. I was like, oh shit.
The thing I like about this series is, number one, it's simplistic. It is not overly complicated in any way, shape, or form. I think that is really smart. Anyone can follow the story. Secondly, it's episodic. Excluding the first 2 to 3 episodes, which kind of play together on the same thing. After that, it really does become episodic.
It's more character development, character-driven, as opposed to plot-driven.
And it's building up like a rogues gallery as it goes through, or it's building up also people who are going to be on his side, his team. So that's kind of cool. And the third thing that I liked about it was it had a definitive end to this season. Yeah. And, of course, there's going to be a continuation. But so many cool things were introduced in this.
Oh, yeah.
There were minimal nostalgia treats, I guess I could say. it threw in that stuff. We were talking about the first episode before, when we see the fucking, what is it, God damn it,
Yeah,
what is
fucking
it?
the Salacious Crumb,
The Salacious
fucking,
Crumb
but there's a name, the fucking
rotisserie'd.
something monkey frog or something like that.
But they're getting rotisseried.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they referenced carbonite freezing in the beginning, but those references slowly start going out the door. And the show's not afraid to make fun of itself either, with things like the stormtroopers not being able to outside of the barn.
Bill Burr even fucking saying, wasn't a stormtrooper, fucking asshole, like.
Yeah. So for you guys, what about the show works?
I really like that towards the last 2 episodes. It kind of felt like a Magnificent Seven, where he was forming his team so he could go get Baby Yoda and shit.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
And I do like the Western feel too. I think that's what I really like. I think this is, at least for me, this is my Gunsmoke. I know you grew up with cowboy shows like that, but I didn't.
Yeah.
This is my Gunsmoke. This is my Bonanza.
Oh, that's so much better, though. It's so much better than all those. It's really fun.
You did grow up watching those. You said that you're like, this is my Western. This is my... Star Wars has always been a Western space.
Yeah, it's a space fucking samurai Western.
Right. And so for this to be, the Western... And you're so fucking right when you say that, because I'm thinking they're going samurai. Yeah, they got lightsaber swords.
Yep.
But this is more the Western side of it. And the music reflects that. The shots reflect that. The whole storyline of him literally being a bounty hunter and collecting bounties.
He's the man with no name.
It's so fucking good.
What's that samurai show? I hear in the movie, it was Wolf and Cub or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
It is.
It
Where
is.
it's an older guy and he
There's an old book series.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because we've seen a couple variations of that recently with Logan, especially. That was a version of that. It's a simple story, but it's really...
It's endearing.
It is, man. I think it plays into, especially us as we're getting older. We don't have children, but we know that if we had kids,
we would be that.
Kids.
Yeah.
And at the end of the show, whenever she gives him the symbol, what is it, for the side of his...
The mud horn.
The mud horn. And then she goes, basically you're his father. And he's like, oh shit. And I'm sitting there going who wouldn't want to be father to that baby Yoda? He's adorable.
Right.
His cuteness cannot be underrated. That thing is a gizmo times 10,000.
It broke the fucking internet.
Oh my god.
There was another thing I was going to say about it. I like how it's episodic, like you said, but the weekly release.
Yeah.
Whereas,
I thought you were talking about when I jerk off weekly. I wait for it every Thursday. I'm like, finally. Oh.
I don't fucking daily release over here. Jesus.
I'm going to try daily.
Yeah. Leaking in the morning, leaking in the evening,
leaking at supper time. My leak is in my pants. Okay, enough of that.
Leak, laugh, love.
You only got one life to leak, fellas. Gotta make it count.
So,
what were you saying? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So, whereas any Netflix series, say Stranger Things, comes out, they fucking drop them all in one night. So you're done binging it in 2 days, and you talk about it maybe for a week. Whereas this keeps the conversation going.
Gives you something to look forward to.
Yeah, and also you keep talking about it. You have theories and everything else about what's going to happen. Whereas
it gives you time to build those theories.
Exactly.
So
whereas opposed to
this.
you get done watching the series in one night.
I canceled my Disney Plus subscription though because I don't see the point in keeping it right now.
The thing you wanted.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm going to save that $7 until you bring out Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
What's the next one? WandaVision?
No, it's Captain
America Winter
Soldier.
Sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Whatever they're calling it, I'm down. I can't wait for that. But
you mean Marvel's version of Lethal Weapon?
That's what I hope it is. We talked about this. I hope it is.
I want that.
Yeah.
That would be badass.
Yeah, that'd be the best way to do it.
Old for this shit.
We talked about this.
Then he throws the shield.
You're older than me, Falcon.
Well, I mean, technically, Winter Soldier is way older.
Oh, shit, that's right. Damn it.
Yeah.
But I know that they're coming out with more Star Wars TV shows. But how do you guys feel about the possibility of a character from Rogue One? I don't even remember. It was Diego Luna's character. You guys even remember his name?
Diego Luna?
Cassian Andor. Cassian Andor.
Cassian Andor. He's getting a show.
He's fucking dead.
A prequel. Yeah, I know. So unless he survived that somehow, and then maybe Rose Tico. Now I don't even think that's true.
Why?
I think that was a false rumor.
Jesus Christ.
I think somebody just wanted to.
Yeah, that was a prank.
I think that's what it was. But more shows, would that intrigue you guys?
Not for people that I don't care about, like fucking Cassian Andor and fucking Rose. I know that they're doing the Kenobi one. I know that. That's going to be okay.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, I'd be all right with the Darth Maul standalone.
That'd be cool. I want them to do
I would like to do a series on the fucking Sith.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe have Darth Maul. 8 episodes and each episode's about a Sith.
Different
Sith and shit.
What I want is a continuation of Solo and to explore the Darth Maul stuff that was at the end of that. I think that would be interesting. You don't have to continue Solo because...
No, that's what I was getting at with Darth Maul, though.
Yeah, but I want to see the shit with that. That would be cool as fuck. Like, give me... And like you've been saying before, and you just said now, you want to follow the dark side. And there are video games that follow the dark side.
Yeah.
You know, there's games about Vader's apprentice. Yeah, give us...
Starkiller?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, give us some of that
Force
shit.
Unleashed.
Yeah, give us some of that shit. That'd be cool.
But the Siths are so much more interesting.
Yeah.
What would you do with that series?
Series, I'll dedicate like first 4 episodes to how Revan, because he has a pretty fucking like full circle type shit.
Who's Revan?
He started out as a Jedi, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
And then he went like toe to toe with this fucking Sith Lord. I can't remember the guy's name, began with a K, and he couldn't be killed.
Keto diet.
But
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I
then,
can't think of his name.
He gets fucked up by this Sith Lord. No, shit. I can't remember. Is that right? He started as a Jedi, went to Sith, back to Jedi.
I don't remember Darth Revan's fucking arc, but I just know that he was a badass.
He was a badass. He got fucked up by the Sith, and he got turned to the dark side. So then Yoda fucked him up and then converted him back to the light side.
That's what I want.
And it was just like, holy shit, this is fucking dope. And Revan's just straight up badass. And Darth Bane, I will do like an episode to Darth Bane.
You need an anti-hero like that. That would be the way to go. You need somebody who was raised Sith and then transitions, but still has to deal with that rage and that anger and the things that they did in the past. That haunted character. That would be... I mean, in some ways they're doing that with the Mandalorian, though. They've hinted to him, saying, like, this guy is no good. In the past, I think he was a spice smuggler or something like that. Kind of like I think they said about Poe. But, I mean, like, spice evidently is space drugs, and I'm willing to try it if anyone's got any. But
also, I would not touch anything with Plagueis, because I've been doing a lot of, like, research on Plagueis' background. This motherfucker was boring. He was a fucking banker. Like, he
did George Lucas come up with this
idea?
I
told you this was what Star Wars was about.
He legit has the most boring backstory.
Bankers and,
He's like, I was prominent in the financials of the galaxy, you know?
Well,
I had a bank.
I mean, these
I
are things
trained
that
Palpatine.
they
old
affect me.
Steve.
And I have to think if I was in space, it might affect me also. So these are kind of what I've written about.
He never did anything like fight worthy that was cool. He just like was like really smart.
Well, we need new characters. That's what it is. We need Mandalorians. We need Baby Yodas. We need Gina, whatever her name is, with her sweet ass and big arms, which oddly I'm attracted to. And
I'm attracted to her. Just like that whole part.
She's so hot.
We need more Ugnaughts. We need more This Is the Ways. Like that, like fucking... Yeah. He was killing it. Who was that? It was who plays that guy? Nick Nolte, yeah. We need many of these characters. As for in The Mandalorian, I thought we were going to get the return of Boba Fett. Do you think they're heading that way eventually?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
No Boba Fett?
I mean, they're not even acknowledging the original trilogy, really. I mean,
yeah, they are.
Later trilogy. Like with Rey and all that shit.
Well, I mean, it's before that.
Yeah, it takes place...
It takes place after that, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It takes place between Jedi. This takes place like 6 years after Jedi.
How the fuck did you guys figure that out?
They've said it in all the promotional material. We read.
Here I am thinking that this is taking place after the events of Rise of Skywalker.
No, because there's theories based upon the fact that Baby Yoda and Darth Vader are the same age. Anakin and this creature actually were created at the same time, so... One might be the dark side, one might be the light side.
Hold on. You're I'm just a little bit behind. You're telling me this is taking place between
Jedi and Force Awakens.
Jedi and Force Awakens.
This is 6 years after Jedi.
What was mentioned that gives you that? Like, Vader
Nothing.
and Baby Yoda are the same age.
We read it. They've
talked about it on several things, and also this is from Star Wars Celebration. John Favreau talking. Everybody that's created the series and been part of it. They all know the timeline.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Why do you guys get both of us like we're just fucking playing some goddamn elaborate ruse on you?
And we're over here going, what a ruse. Idiot. Fucking believing it.
Oh man.
What do you think, George? Well, you know, he's a fucking rube.
Yeah, well, they probably would...
I'm telling you right now, though, this series, all the little things it does, where it does play on nostalgia, going to the Cantina bar, but seeing the droids in the Cantina bar, there's no droids allowed in there, though.
Right.
I thought that was really cool. Going to the little shipyard to get it fixed whenever it had the little droids from the pod racing thing. I thought that was kind of cool. The Bill Burr episode, which had Clancy Brown and that fucking dirty whore from Harry Potter. Yeah. Oh, she just comes across as a whore and everything.
Hermione?
Oh my god! I mean, no, it was Tonks from Harry Potter, but she was also in Game of Bones and
Natalia Tina.
Yeah,
God
dude,
damn,
she's
so
just
fucking hot.
She just like they're like, we need someone to play a slut, and she's like, I'm fucking there with my
She's
crazy
in a
things.
great
Bill
band
Burr.
called-
Bill Burr found Baby Yoda, and he looks at her and looks at Mando. He's like, "Did you two make this?"
Yes. He's just busting balls. It kind of bothered me that he went out so easily too.
He's not dead though.
He's not dead.
No.
And I can't wait for them to bring back that trio.
I hope so.
And like I said,
They're gonna have
fucking
to get some revenge.
Mr. Krabs plays the big old
Yeah, I
fucking
know who
Darth
it
Maul
is.
thing.
It's also the fucking stepdad in Pet Cemetery too.
And the guy who won the war at the end of Stormtrooper
Yep.
Troopers.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Zed caught the bud.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Fuck yes. Starship Troopers.
That's what I always say it wrong. IG-11, is that what it is?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. The way he steps through the lava
Shit, man,
at the last episode.
That hurt. That sucked.
Yeah, I was like, this is just working for me.
So good. Tyga directed that episode also, the last one.
How about whenever Gus Fring shows up with the Darth Saber at the
Dark
end?
Saber. Fuck
Yeah. That intrigued
What that
me.
tells me is it rightfully belongs to the Mandalorian. So it's going to end up in the Mandalorian's hands in the next season or season after. That's going to become like the main MacGuffin,
Do you
I
think
think.
he gifts it to Baby Yoda?
I don't know.
That would be badass, dude, because obviously he's not only... I don't see him wearing like little Bespin Mandalorian armor and have like a helmet with his little green ears coming out. Which
I've
would be
seen
cool.
that before already, and it looks awesome.
Oh, I would love to see that. But on top of that, he gets the armor, plus he gets the dark saber. Like, Baby Yoda could be like the new pimp of the series,
yeah.
you know, and like...
Is
we
he
get
not
to-
already?
Yeah, but how quick do these creatures grow up? Maybe in 10 years he
He's
ages from...
50 fucking years.
Yeah, but like we said before, that doesn't work
It's like
out
a
because
gestation
if
period.
Yoda's technically heading to college.
900,
then.
yeah.
He's only like 16 then. So maybe the
Sure.
maturity level between 50 and 60, it gets to grow up quite a
Yeah,
bit.
maybe so.
Or maybe
it's
they
like a growth
they
spurt.
time skip. Maybe the next Mandalorian takes place 5 years down the road, and we see the second season.
That's like Yoda's like a little Dennis the Menace.
Yeah, dude, he's like
Yeah.
a pure toddler, which he is in this in a lot of ways. How about Yoda Radio? Let's talk about the memes. Yoda Radio. Have you guys seen every time you're scrolling through YouTube and they took that scene, which was adorable when you first saw it, when he kind of flips it like, fuck you.
Yeah.
But now with the music that plays, that shit kills me.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
The sipping the tea, Yoda. That's great. Just anything to do with him. My favorite thing is what you showed us, Jake, with the go to sleep.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if you haven't watched
So
it,
good.
please go
So
find
fucking
it.
amazing.
Go to sleep, Baby Yoda.
Aural knots.
Stick with it to the end when he starts singing. It'll make your heart melt and it'll make you giggle.
I don't know what the Empire wants. It's so much, so
I love that he picks up Baby Yoda, he's like belting in his
Yeah.
ear. Let me tell you something. Oh! And he just got some super
Just go
fucking
to-
Yes, is this one thing.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. My little green friend, go to sleep. Fucking great. Anything else specifically, though, about the show that you guys enjoyed that we haven't talked about?
I would also like to see a spin-off of those two stormtroopers.
I like the... Yes,
I really
yes,
do.
yeah.
I'm sad that they died.
Jason Sudeikis and I forget who else.
I can't remember the other guy.
When they're just bickering
yeah,
outside.
and they're punching Baby Yoda.
And I love the fact that they missed it, both of them, and they never acknowledged
Yeah,
it.
they're just
what?
like, keep shooting. No, I got it.
I was wondering
No,
if
I got it.
they were connected to, and there's a comic book series of two stormtroopers.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I can't remember their names. but
Ben and Fink or some
something
shit like
that.
that.
Basically, they're the Jay and Silent Bob
Yeah.
of the Star Wars universe, where
They're
they're
in
just getting in
every
every
single
scene, everything that ever happened that was big. Well, I guess I should say the Forrest Gump of the Star Wars universe, where fucked up shit happens, and they just happen to be there, but they're so bad at their job that they just screw everything up. And sometimes it's their fault that the luck happened to the main characters because they fucked something up. And it's just a comical comic book series, I should say. And I was like, if those are the two characters, but then I'm thinking,
Tag and Bink.
I would love to see that as a show too. I think that'd be hilarious, or at least a one-off.
Man, that would be kind of awesome, especially if they could be played by Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase.
You could have
Troopers
them
like
voice
us, they could call it.
That would be
Troopers
cool.
like us. There
Yeah.
you go. Boom.
No, they could do it now with Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill.
Oh, fuck.
Dude,
I'll
I'd be
watch
down
that.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can't get back Phil and Lord and Miller, though. That sucks. They fucked that up. I don't think Kathleen Kennedy got to touch as much. I think this was Favreau and what's the guy who ran the Clone Wars? I can't... Dave
Filoni.
I think this was their baby. I think
Yeah.
most of that was...
It was.
I think that they need to let Dave Filoni take over and become the head honcho at Lucasfilm.
John Favreau wrote the entire series.
Yeah, I mean...
But Dave Filoni handled it and did most of the directing.
Give Dave Filoni, everything, man. Dave Filoni knows to do with Star Wars. I mean, he kicked it out with the Clone Wars, Rebels, all that stuff. He is the keeper of the story now. And Jon Favreau and him worked together on this. But Filoni wouldn't do it wrong.
The Clone War movies sucked, though.
I didn't think it was terrible. I think it was trying to sell a TV show. It wasn't terrible. Yeah. That version of Anakin I can get behind.
Yeah.
Clone Wars Anakin, badass. Like, that's the Anakin I want. Yeah, dude. I fucking hated I've told you guys before. I hate you! At the end, drove me nuts. And you guys liked it.
I like that. That was a good one. I liked it. That's the Anakin I like.
But with screaming, yelling Anakin? Whining Anakin?
I hate you!
Child murdering Anakin?
Waving your stump in the air.
That's so fucked up when you think about it. Like, he went in there and he killed all those little
He knew
kids.
what he had to do.
All right. Go ahead and have his back. Hey, George, what do you think about that scene?
I'm too busy going. I don't want to touch that one.
He knew what he had to do, and he knew that he had the strength to do it.
I guess that's true.
Like Quilo Ren. Sit back, Junior. Suck on the whirlers. Let Daddy take care of this. Fucking dweeb.
I liked him.
I liked him.
I liked him.
Told you, he was the best character in that entire franchise.
He really is, man. I really like
the
him.
best
He's the last Skywalker, though. That's it.
Technically.
I mean, technically he is.
He's not.
I know.
Because she took it.
What was the Batman? Did you see the Batman?
Who are you?
He looks over to see his Luke and Leia, and it's like, Batman Skywalker.
Well, thank you so much for listening. Check us out on Facebook on We Are Error. You can also send us an email at quackattack5000@gmail.com. Check out our other podcasts, Heroes, Gyros, Dungeons and Distraction Side Quest. Check out Jake's other podcast, The Crowd's Fault, with Dan Danzy. And
Michael Brown.
This has been Duck. I've been here with
Jake
and
Javi.
And thank you so much again. And there it is. Thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. If you have enjoyed it, please do not forget, share with your friends. That is how we grow the network. And if this is your first time listening, head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, iTunes, and give We Are Podcast a like. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, you're going to love the other podcast here on the We Are Podcast Network. We have We Are Bagu, a video game podcast featuring me and Dr. Ethan Eastwood. That's where we talk Atari to Steam and everything in between. Don't forget, Heroes, Gyros, a Dungeons and Distraction side quest. Me and the boys were sitting down, we're playing some D&D, we're having so much fun. You can go and start that from the beginning of the journey, Season 1, Episode 1. You're going to love it all the way through. And finally, I hate being sober. Personal stories from epic people. I'm going to sit down with some of the most epic people I've ever met in this world, and we're going to talk about their life, we're going to talk about their trials and tribulations, and we're just going to talk about their journey this far. Head on over to our social media. All links can be found in the description. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /WeArePodcast. Also, head over to the Facebook group, We Are Error. We would love to see you in that group. And don't forget, if you've enjoyed the podcast today, share it with your friends. That's the only way we can grow this network. With that said, do not forget, support local comedy in any way that you can. We really do appreciate it. We'll see you next time.